8:15, so
Just don't, if we
That's
pass
right,
a
this was
goddamn
early when I
contract,
tried that.
don't change.
Christmas parade.
Pull- pull-
No, I'm not
change
gonna
it. You just created.
Yeah.
About 8:15, I'm glad I came.
Like engineering company, oh, that comes in. Extra shit.
I knew that, yeah. It takes so long for this to open and fit. That's crazy.
Should we assign these other ones before we? He's got them all in there.
Okay, we're live now. Now call to order the Huntingburg Board of Public Works meeting. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father God, thank you for those that are here today to participate in this meeting and their concerns for our city and for these volunteer board members here today that make decisions that impact us all. And we ask now, we go into this meeting, that the decisions they make may be for the benefit of the citizens of Huntingburg. For these things, we ask in your son's name. Amen. Well, the first thing, and I'll turn it over to Tom. It's time for the annual material bid openings.
Okay, we received them. They got competition on all of them. So the first one will be item A, stone and sand. And this is from Moser Fresh Stone.
One here.
Can't remember, did we do this? It is this.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. Number 23s is 1735 a ton, 53s, 1475 a ton, 73s, 1475 a ton, number 2s, 1735 a ton, number 4s, 1735 a ton, number 5s, 1735 a ton, number 7s, 1735 a ton, number 8s, 1735 a ton, number 9s, 1895 a ton, 11As, 1875 a ton, 11Bs, 1210 ton, riprap 1855 a ton, fill sand $26 a ton, mortar sand $29.50 a ton, and ag lime $13.05 a ton. The next bid, this is for Cave Quarries again for crushed stone. Actually got the item B on here as well, but I'll just read A at this. Number 23s, 2335 a ton, 53s, 2335 a ton, 73s, 2460 a ton, number 2s, 2460 ton, number 4s, 2460 a ton, number 5s, 2460 a ton, number 7s, 2525, that's 2525. Number 8s, 2575, number 9s, 2625, 11As, $26.85. 11 Bs, $25.85. Riprap, $26.25 a ton. Fill sand, $30.75 a ton. Mortar sand, $36 a ton. Ag lime, $22.85 a ton. Those are the two that we had for item A. Item B. Which is cold, hot, cold mix
Yeah, that's,
asphalt.
yeah, B's picking it up at the
You got your charger.
plant.
No,
This one.
mine's different than yours now.
Okay, this is Cave. Base number 5, 85 a ton. Base 5Ds, 85 a ton. Binder number 9, $87 a ton. Binder number 11, $87 a ton. Surface number 9, $90 a ton. Surface number 11, $90 a ton. Cold mix winter blend, $100 a ton. This one's from J.H. Rudolph. It's for, again, for the hot, item B, hot mix asphalt. Dangerous. Okay, again, J.H. Rudolph, base number 5's $79 a ton, base 5Ds, $79 a ton, binder number 9, $83 a ton, binder number 11, $85 a ton, surface number 9, $83 a ton, surface number 11's $85 a ton, cold mix, $130 a ton. Gotta be in it too. EV paving's gotta be too. Okay. Okay. All right, your base, be $48 a ton. HMA intermediates would be $50 a ton. And HMA surface at $60 a ton. So we move on to item C, bituminous materials and milling services. This is from J. Rudolph. Milling, paving main line HMA base, number 5, $90 a ton. HMA binder mainline, number 8, $100 a ton. HMA binder approach wedge and level, number 8, $115 a ton. HMA surface mainline, number 11 is $120 a ton. HMA surface approach wedge and level, number 11 is $140 a ton. Paving patching, HMA base number 5, $240 a ton. HMA binder number 8, $270 a ton. HMA binder approach wedge and level number 8, $270 a ton. HMA surface number 11 is $300 a ton. HMA surface approach wedge and level number 11 is $300 a ton. Excuse me. Milling services, 1 inch up to 2 inches, $4.40 per square yard. Over 2 up to 4 inches, $5 per square yard. Over 4 inches up to 6 inches, $5.90 a yard. Item C, this is from Calcar Paving. Okay, for paving mainline, HMA base number 5 is $109 a ton. HMA binder mainline number 8 is $112 a ton. HMA binder approach wedge and level number 8 is $120 a ton. HMA surface mainline number 11 is $118 a ton. HMA surface approach wedge and level number 11 is $126 a ton. Paving patching, HMA base number 5 is $200 a ton. HMA binder number 8 is $220 a ton. HMA binder approach wedge and level number 8 is $220 a ton. HMA surface number 11 is $250 a ton. HMA surface approach wedge and level number 11 is $250 a ton. The milling, 1 inch up to 2 inches, $4.50 per square yard. Over 2 up to 4 inches, $4.75 a ton. Over 4 inches up to 6 inches, $5 per square yard. Did I say per ton on the second?
Yeah.
Okay, it's over 2 up to 4 inches, $4.75 per square yard. Next is our fuel, item D. This is from Sin Energy Partners. $104,554.20. $104,554.20. This one is from Ackerman Oil. $110,649. $110,649. So that's all the bids. We'll take these under advisement and do the awards at the next next Board of Public Works meeting. Anybody want copies or anything? Okay. You want to take a picture or? Yeah, sure.
But each board member will get a copy, so we'll issue each of you one to make your decision at the next meeting.
These are together.
So as they're doing that, we'll close the bid meeting and open up the regular Board of Public Works meeting. Asking right now, you've all had a copy of the minutes, asking for a motion to accept the minutes.
It's not doing anything.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
We got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All, any opposed?
Who seconded that?
I got it. Dustin.
Dustin. Now, we had a chance to look through the claims. I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the claims.
Make that motion.
Got a first by Dan,
I'll second.
second by Carrie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. First thing up on the agenda, I'm going to ask Sarah Flaming to come up. You have a request for, I don't think it's going to be the same as last year with the parade. Okay.
It is. Okay, so December 6th, which is Saturday, we will be doing hopefully the Christmas parade. So
Destination.
it starts at 6:30. People will meet at St. Mary's for Christmas caroling, or they'll meet at the City Hall with a Latino choir. At 6:45, everyone will join in front of City Hall and then parade down to Salem Church, where they have a Bethlehem marketplace. Open to the public, so the process of that is then Washington, Short Fourth, to Fourth Street, all the way down to Walnut. And we would just kind of require barricades at those intersections. We close it off as we go, and open it up as we leave.
Okay. I think we have our, we'll make sure, we'll do the same as last year. I know we have all the information we'll get
And-
with the street department.
Yep,
And
I
put
have
it in
been
there, so-
emailing with Jason and,
Since it is a public meeting, we should have introduced you actually officially, sir, Flaming with, Destination Huntingburg. I apologize. We
Okay.
all know who you are, but
Yeah.
those watching may not. So we actually had a group that had a Christmas party and Huntingburg came out of their restaurant last year. They thought the parade was for them. So.
Well, we saw a lot of people looking through the windows and
And they were
coming
like,
out and
"That's cool."
waving,
That's
and
what-
yeah, loved it. It was a great crowd.
I had to let them know that it was for everyone, not just you. so.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. What we need now is just a motion for Jason to be able to set up, get the barricades deployed out for that.
We've been talking about it, so.
And crossing 231, we'll utilize an officer there, assist with that crossing. So we need a motion from Board of Public Works to accept the parade for that evening.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
So we got a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Look
Thank you.
forward to it. I encourage you all to attend too. It's great. It's a great thing to do. It's a very nice parade. It's a short parade. It's very few people, but it is really cool. Is all I can say. Next up, we have Street Superintendent Jason Stamm. We're gonna talk about the medical arts, asphalt. We did, have a discussion with, options too in our street and alley committee meeting on Tuesday. I think we made a recommendation at that time, but when we. made
You
a
want to do the medical arts first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I have some handouts for that.
I have a round, I got a round one.
Just, I'm not sure if everybody's aware of this, the medical arts issue, but if you've been out there, you've seen that road. It's in rough shape. Last year, I think about this time, we ran a storm sewer up the outside of the curb and run some fingers out into the road to try to eliminate the moisture that was coming through the surface. So far, from what I can tell, it's doing its job. There's no more water coming up through the road. Some of the areas that are bad were where we dug out the asphalt and put stone back in them. The biggest issue with this is obviously is the construction of the apartments that are going up back there. That construction to get everything built back there, they're saying could be up to 3 years till that's done. Obviously that road can't go 3 years without doing anything to it. So I started looking into some options on it. My main thing that I wanted to make sure that we did was not spend money on it that we were going to in turn in 3 years tear back out and basically lose money on it and not utilize what we did. So if you look at that first sheet, that the handwritten sheet, that's basically a summary of that other sheet that I give you of the actual bids. There's 2 options basically, and inside each option, there's 2 options. So the option 1 is for 4 inches of asphalt. And basically what I did was I went to J.H. Rudolph and I went to Calcar Paving. Calcar Paving is our annual paving contractor for 2025 right now. So anything that's done in 25 like this would be done through them. They informed me that they can't get this done before the end of the year. So I didn't even run this past Phil, but I'm asking now. I'm assuming that since they can't do it and they've given me permission to look for somebody that can do it, that's when I asked Rudolph for their price. Is that
Yeah,
Phil?
yeah, if they decline to honor their bid,
Yeah, they said they're too busy. They won't have time to get it done.
I just suggest we get that in writing from.
I can get Calcar
A letter
to submit
stating that they were not
something.
available.
Okay, yeah. But on option 1, they were basically going to mill 4 inches of the asphalt that's there. And the best we can tell, there's not a lot of rock under the road at all. It's basically asphalt laid on dirt. So on that option, we would mill down 4 inches and put 4 inches of base back. Now, that would be, the base would be laid up level with the surface that's there now. Okay, so that in turn, in 3 years, when we're ready to finalize the road, we would just mill 1.5 inches off that base and put surface over the whole thing. Okay, so you'd have 2.5 inches of base and 1.5 inches of surface if you went option 1 with the 4 inches. And then you see there's option 1 and option 2 under there. And that's basically going from option 1 is a shorter distance. It's going from the stop sign up the road to there's a rock patch there. That's the worst of it. The rest of it, I don't know if it'll hold up or not. But that option 1 needs to be fixed for sure. Option 2, in my opinion, you can see there, I broke down the price per ton of the asphalt. For option 1, it's $255 a ton. And if you go to option 2, it drops to $155 a ton because it's a savings of like 40% per ton if we do that. So then if you look there at number 2, that's having them mill 12 inches deep. And by milling 12 inches deep, we would put 6 inches, the city would put the 6 inches of 53 rock in there. And then when we had that done, Rudolph would come in and put 6 inches of base asphalt on top of that. And then again, that would be laid up to the finished surface. And then down the road, they would mill 1.5 inches off of that and put the surface over the top of it. We did have some discussion at, in the street and alley meeting the other day about going ahead and putting the only putting, 2.5 inches of base and putting 1.5 inches of surface on there. So that it's basically would be done. I don't recommend that, and the asphalt guys didn't either, really. He said that, he thought we'd be better off. And I talked to our city engineer and he said the same thing. He said, you build subdivisions like Hunter's Crossing, when it was built, it had base asphalt on it for a long time before it was ever surfaced. They basically did all the construction running on the base, not on the surface. So my recommendation would be to stick with the base, the 6 inches of base all the way to the top. And again, the numbers are broke down in option 1 and 2, the price per ton. And then you see there, I put, if we do the 12-inch option, it would take roughly 250 tons of 53s at a cost of $21.85 a ton. So you're looking at basically about $5,500 worth of rock. And again, we would place it, and we would have it compacted, ready to go for the pavers to come in and pave on it.
This options allows for a better transition in 3 years when we put the final surface on.
Yeah.
Whereas option 1, pretty much we're gonna start over again.
You maybe.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, our standard, when option 2 is closer to our standard when we would be building a new road with the stone and the asphalt. So I mean, down there at the bottom, you see the total cost. That includes the mobilization that they had. They had $960 in there for mobilization to do this project. So like I said, there's your total cost. You guys let me know what you think as far as doing this. Basically, we have, as far as the funding for it goes, we have an account that's called the 203 account, which is basically a fund that we have to spend on paving, repair work, things like that. It has to be for asphalt, basically. It can't be spent for anything else. There's right now, I think there's basically about, I think the clerk's office estimated by the end of the year, there would be, I think it was around $16,000 in that fund. So what we could do is we could take that $16,000 and encumber it to 26, and then take the money in that same fund that we would get in 26 to pay this, basically the whole project. Like I said, that money has to be spent on paving or that type of,
Has to be asphalt.
right.
It's the 2 total.
So
Under option 2 with the stone, are you gonna have to do some demolition of the existing roadway?
No.
You don't have to mill or anything?
Well, they'll basically what they'll do is they're gonna have a milling machine in there, and I double checked with Ryan Gogol with Rudolph if they can mill the dirt. So they would basically mill 12 inches deep. They'd mill the asphalt, the dirt, and everything out. There wouldn't be any other demo work, so to speak.
Well, that's part of the bid.
Correct.
And that's from the stop sign at 19th Street all the way to the next block.
Not all the way, basically to the top of the hill.
So they mill it and then we're gonna put the rock in, right?
Correct.
Because of the water issues and the sliding effect you get with people coming down that hill and stopping at the stop sign. You can see a lot of push is happening at southbound lane, and
Right.
that's why the northbound lane
Northbound
has
lanes.
been holding up and
Yeah.
not the southbound.
Right. And that's why we're not doing it all right now, because we don't really need to do it all right now. We need to fix the southbound lane sooner than later.
They're not gonna be able to push snow or anything this winter on that. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
And it gets a lot of traffic.
A ton now with that apartment being built.
Questions of Jason? I know it gets a little confusing sometimes here, but
I tried to break it down and make it as easy as what I could for you to understand what we're looking to do.
Do you think number 2, option 2 is the best? On your
Yeah.
hand.
Me, yes. You're gonna get your best end product that way.
I'd be afraid if we went with option one, that road could be completely tore up by the time them apartments are done.
And there's no guarantee. I mean, as of right now, the dirt seems to be pretty solid under there. Once we put those drains in there and got the moisture out of it, it seems to be holding up pretty well. But yeah, I mean, you got concrete trucks, you got a lot of stuff that's gonna be traveling up that lane.
The other thing to consider, since they are there milling that length, right now, we save a lot of deployment costs, right? Now, they have $960. We're to bring them in just for that job,
It'd be more
10
than
to
that.
12,000
Yeah.
for
There-
deployment of that equipment. So
If
we're saving.
If we
probably
can
10
reach
grand
an
there.
agreement as to what we want to do, their plan is when they come in to finish up their community crossing projects for this year, which is 7th Street over here where they built those apartments. They're far enough along now that we can start on that project. So Rudolph's plan is when they come in to finish that and finish Argem up, they would basically do it at the same time. So that would give them, that's why, like the mayor said, that's why their mobilization cost is not too bad on this.
I would tend to agree with your recommendation because I think it preps us for the final thing down the road. I think it would be a better prep.
We'll get most of our money back when
Yeah.
we repave it, really,
Yeah.
because we're gonna have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, So, you want to put that in the form of a motion, Carrie?
I will. Yeah, motion from number 2, option 2.
So basically that would be for that total of $47,267.50.
Yes.
I'll second Carrie's motion.
We have first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And we have another request for approval. Agreed. I'll just preface this a little bit. We've had a lot of discussion about Veterans Parkway. Of course, it was kind of underbuilt at the time. It was probably built properly at the time, but underbuilt for a bypass road that takes semi-traffic. So it's failing. There's gonna be a lot of prep work, digging in this area. Normally, we don't go with federal highway funds, but in this, because federal highway funds come with a little bit higher requirements as far as, because you have to hit federal highway standards. However, that road needs to be at federal highway standards, so we thought this would be a good federal highway road funding upgrade. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, and this would be from US 231 Main Street to Geiger. Chestnut. To Chestnut. And we'll go up Geiger a little bit. So
Right.
part of it.
Basically on that project, like I talked last meeting, I believe it was, we did have Seal Master come in there and put that mastic product on there that we talked about. It worked out the way I wanted it to. Here in the next week or two, we're also going to be in there to crack seal the smaller cracks with our crack seal material. And then we've also got a liquid asphalt material that we're going to put in the alligator spots that were alligatored, but the chunks weren't ready to pop out yet. That's why we didn't put the mastic product on there. So we are going to be doing some more work on it to try to get us through this winter coming up. But yeah, the mayor, alluded to, it would basically start at 231 and run to Chestnut Street. The project would. They've got some core samples. I went back and I found the soil borings and things that they did for that when we did the overpass project. I gave those to the engineering firm also to look at. It's kind of ironic if you go out there and you look at it. Basically, from about Geiger Street to 231, that section isn't near as bad, because when that road was built and the event center and the lake and all that was done, that area had to be soil stabilized because the road or the dirt was so bad at that time. And you can tell that because that part didn't break up as much as the rest of it. So those are things that the engineer is going to be looking at, do they need to soil stabilize the rest of it and that type of thing, so. Questions on any of that, what we're looking to do with that?
Would
I
really,
mean, that road, when it was originally built, was built for car traffic to go to the event center. It wasn't built for the semis, the concrete trucks and everything that are utilizing it now because it turned into an overpass. So,
very minimal impact on utilities. We do have a
Yeah.
wastewater line that runs from the Dairy Queen area over to Arby's. But everything else is outside of the, lines of the
there's a
curb
water line
lines.
runs through there, but it's not, it won't be an issue with anything. And I think it's a pretty good line, so.
So what we need now is just request for who will apply for the funding. We are looking at about a 4-year waiting period, a lot of times for these. That's why we need to get it in this session. Yeah. We have 5 years before there's a release of funds, so we're looking at 2031 right now. So we're gonna kind of keep sealing and doing what we can to keep it. Luckily, we've not got potholes. Some of the softer areas were repaired around Geiger Street at one point. You can kind of see those patches that were done there. So I think we're gonna be okay. Should be okay for the next 5 years, but probably a little over. It's probably the best project we have for federal funds. It doesn't impact our amount of state funds we get, which is being reduced somewhat from what we've had in the past. So we're looking for every opportunity to bring street funding in.
Questions on any of that?
So we would ready to entertain an option if you have any, or excuse me, a motion
I'll
to
make,
allow him to move forward.
we need a motion to approve that.
Yeah, to move forward with the bid.
I'd make a motion to approve that, to apply for the funds.
I'll second that.
Got a first and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
We did apply for community crossing. It was the bidding or the applications were open from October 1st through the 31st. So we did get those turned in by the end of the 31st. We turned in 3 applications this year or for this go round. The list of streets that we're looking that are on that, on application 1 was 8th Street from Washington to Clay. 4th Street from Van Buren to Washington. Foxtrot Court from Cherry Ridge Drive to the south end. And then application 2 was First Avenue from Chestnut Street to Geiger Street. Irvine Court from Savannah Drive to the cul-de-sac. And then 12th Street from Van Buren to Race. And then the third application was for RejuveTech to put their product on like we did last year. And there was 25 streets that they're looking to do that on. So the reason those are broken up the way they are, when you apply for community crossing projects, you have to keep them, they go by the job type. So that's why they're broken up the way they are. Some of them have different job descriptions than others. Some of them have dig out, a lot of patching on them. Others are more of a mill and pave type of project. So that's why they're split up the way that they are. So basically, the total estimate for what we applied for was $1,007,016, which NDOT would give us $805,613, and the city's part of it would be $201,403. Now, NDOT did change those numbers this year. It used to be 75, 25, And then this year they changed those to NDOT pays 80% and the city's only paying 20%. So questions on any of that?
Some of these projects would also, where needed, would include, sidewalks at additional cost.
Correct.
Where we don't have sidewalks or poor sidewalks at this point. One of the biggest ones is gonna probably be First Avenue.
First Avenue is where we're looking at putting a sidewalk on the block from Walnut to Chestnut. And again, I know I've told you guys probably in the past that when you apply for these, you cannot, if there's sidewalk there, you can apply to repair it, but you can't apply to put new in. So, just like we did on 19th Street, you know, we couldn't include the new sidewalk on the community crossing. So that would be the same way here.
As we've done in the last two applications, we've also made sure that within the four precincts, Stoka Township, that
Correct.
we evenly spend our funding equally among those four. So this does take that into account too.
Yeah, this should have two projects basically in all, in each area, district, whatever, however you want to call them. Questions on any of that? We should know the answer. I had an email from NDOT yesterday and they basically said that we should have answers on who gets these by the end of the year. So, I mean, obviously we're not going to do anything this year anyways, but, they should give you that. They did cut down on the possibility, or they cut down on the amount of time from when they award it to when you have to have it under contract. They lowered that by a month. And by that means you have to basically have these projects shovel ready when you bid them. And by shovel ready means you have to have your plans all done basically and ready to go. So you will see, Cash Wagner's going to be out doing some topo work on these streets. They asked me whether or not we should go ahead and do it, not knowing whether we're going to get them or not. And I said, yeah, let's go ahead and do them, because if we don't get them in this round, we can reapply for them in July of next year.
This is not a bad time of year to do that,
Right.
that analysis. You don't want to do it in the middle of January.
Right. Community crossings did switch to where they're only doing them once a year, and they switched to doing them on NDOT's fiscal year, which is the end of July. Is it the end of June or end of July?
June.
End of June.
July 1 through June 30th.
Yeah. So they'll run July 1st through the July 31st for the next round of bids. And that will be considered the 27
Through June 30th.
June 30th, yeah. So, questions on any of that? Okay. Just a couple other brief things. I have been working with Phil trying, I'm probably driving Phil nuts with this Second Avenue ditch thing, but I think we finally got a letter proposed for it to send it some local contractors to get quotes together for that. So hopefully I can get those and be ready to go by the December meeting, where I can present that to you guys with the quotes for those. I'm going to send it to all the local contractors around here and let them have that opportunity to look at doing that work.
Is that from Geiger down to the trailer court?
Yes.
Yeah, Walnut,
Walnut, okay.
Walnut.
Walnut.
Yeah, from
Oh,
Walnut to
that's
the
right,
trailer.
Walnut, I get those two
Walnut to
mixed up.
Van Buren, basically.
I think we need to look into going sometime from the trailer court around the corner to Washington, because but
That's tricky.
We really don't have any right of way there.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the problem too. is
That's
that-
part of it. Yeah. And the county, and I did talk to the county engineer. They are still planning on putting, some head walls at that bridge on Washington Street to help with that. But again, he said, we're gonna do it. I just can't tell you when. So, once they get that project done, then we can fix, I know there's a piece of curb there that's kind of fallen in and things like that, but
So that short stretch of ditch as a city, we can't go in and clean that ditch out. Is that actually the property owners?
Yeah, it's actually just, the property owners own that portion to the center of the ditch.
Okay.
Now, we could probably get, we could probably negotiate a right of entry to do the work, and I think many of those property owners would be happy that it'd be done, that we'd do it, but that's not part of this.
No, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying we
Something
can't
that-
do it at some
I'm
point.
just saying, I think if we're gonna clean all the other out, air fumes, we need to look into that
Yeah, and actually even going from Washington all the way
down to the park.
down basically to First Street.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot more involved with the Traco on their property
Right.
and the damage that.
It's harder
it's
to
gonna
get the
occur-
dirt out
occur-
and, you know, to do
occur.
that type of thing. And the thing we have to be careful with this is about it being a jurisdictional ditch. Because we don't want to get in trouble with, Army Corps of Engineers and those type of thing. So I was working with Nathan and Cash Wagner and double checking and making sure that we're following the right protocol on this thing, so. The only other thing that I had, you probably see there on number 4, I just want to mention in a public meeting that we did have an employee that passed away on October the 25th. Gary Cooper, known as Dillard, basically worked for the street department for a part-time employee for 9 years. He was the guy that you saw out with the white truck and the mower mowing at the event center, basically maintaining all the city properties all over town. Basically, I just wanted to mention that in the meeting.
Thank you for that, Jason. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
He will be greatly missed, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, any other questions? I don't think I forgot anything.
You know, and just to carry on for the next meeting, I think, you know, we want a little feedback, on your thoughts. You've had a month to think about it. You know, Carrie and I think Carrie alluded to it earlier, but with the roof situation and
Yes. I'd like to see the roof go back to bid.
you want to leave it as open options as we had before.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll make the motion to do that.
And we have first and second, all those in favor? Aye. We'll work on getting those out, quickly as we can, really.
The speed limits on County Road 400 to 30 mile an hour are up. So I think as of now, then Phil, that can be, everything else is in order and the police can write tickets for that now.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to make sure.
Limb yard done?
The what?
Limb
Limb yard,
yard's done.
ground up, hauled off. Got a
Cool.
pretty good pile down there already of people that have hauled stuff in since we got it cleaned up, but yeah, it does, it looks a lot better than it did, that's for sure. So. Anything else?
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, we have, are you here, right now? Who want to come forward? Wastewater areas, Brad Coomer's not here today, but, we have, some proposals here from, Commonwealth.
Yes, thank you. Derek Parsley, Commonwealth Engineers. So I didn't see Brad's report, so I'm not reporting on everything that he had in there, but I do have a couple things on the wastewater treatment plant project. So basically on Division B, which is the First Street work, the work is essentially complete on First Street at this point. So we, as you guys know, have been working with the contractors to rectify final quantities, do the final quantity adjustment change order, as well as any out of scope items that were completed by each contractor for that. So of course we have 2 contractors on that project, Cooper Contracting and then Triple Text. So I think he forwarded in your packet 2 change proposals from each of them. We've been in contact with them. I know we've talked with the board and the council as well about some of the costs. We've reached an agreement with both contractors on those. And that's what's in these change orders today. So I'll start with Cooper Contracting's change order. It is change order number 3 for them. It covers, like I said, some additional work that was done. The primary additional work was related to some additional cutouts that they were doing to square up the trench and some areas that were damaged in the pavement just outside of the trench on their work. So by the time we add everything up, the total for that change order is $8,958.75. I would offer that for your consideration.
That's significantly less than what they originally were asking for, is that?
Yes.
correct?
And that is in Brad's report on the second page. So we would just need a motion to approve that.
Have the change order?
We have a breakdown in just in Brad's. I don't know if we have the actual.
Yeah,
document.
it was forwarded to Brad.
Okay, Brad has it. Fair enough.
I just think it's great that you finally got a resolution that both contractors are happy with what the results are and, I make a motion to approve. It's just Cooper now, but.
Just Cooper
both-
now, and then I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The second one was for Triple Tex. Of course, their scope of work was primarily with the paving, with repaving of the road that was out there. They had a few out of scope items as well, but the majority of this is additional work that was done. If you recall, we bid mandatory alternates for additional panels to be paved, and the intent with that was as funds allowed, we were going to pave as much as we could on the road out there. We were able to do quite a bit more than what was in the base bid. So the majority of this amount really is related to that. We had some deducts on theirs, but I think in total we did roughly $167,000 more paving than what we thought we would be able to do. So pretty happy with that. They reviewed this, they're in agreement with it as well. So I'll offer for your consideration, this is change order number 1 with Triple Tex. It is for $103,189.31.
And most of that was due to the panels, the additional panels that we did on the
Yes.
north side and the trench.
Yes,
Wasn't in the original scope.
correct.
That 103,189 really accounts to about 160, almost 166 in actual paving work that they completed. Yeah. So we need a motion to approve that.
I will make a motion to approve change order 1 to Triple Tex.
I'll second it.
Got a first, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
There were 2 pay applications too. Those were probably approved through the claims
Yes.
process, I believe. So overall, where we stand now is we did the final inspection on Cooper's done out there. We've done final inspection and everything with them. Triple Tex, we did final inspection. I think it was last Monday or Tuesday out there. There's a couple minor remaining items that are there. I should probably have those rectified this week. The pay application that was approved as part of the claims for them did not include release of retainage. So you still hold the retainage, but it's basically everything up to release of retainage. And the intent there was if we found anything in final, we've got some retainage to fix those items. But presumably those will be taken care of this week. So there'll be another pay application for full release of retainage on that project forthcoming. All in all, the city received close to $4 million in grant for that project. And I think we did very well with managing the budget. It is under that budget, I think, by about $50,000, which is pretty remarkable for something of that scale.
Do we need to do a substantial completion for Triple Tex? Or start there 1 year?
Yes, we do. I'll forward that. If we can cover that in a special meeting, we can backdate it to the date when we did that inspection. So,
Is the final completion done for Cooper?
yes, yeah, it is. And I think it was dated to when they completed the work. I believe it was in September.
Okay, and that, the final for Triple Tech will be in the special meeting in
Yes.
this month.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Thank
more
you.
questions?
Okay.
Thank you all.
Both A and B are under budget and we're happy with that, so.
Yes, yeah.
We'll continue on. the idea is hold your contingency to the end and do what you can with it. And, that's what happened. So I thank you. There's a lot of scrambling of numbers in this type of a job and, realizing that these bids are based upon quantities with Division B. So the payouts had to match the quantities that we received and the quantity of service. So, about as close as I think you can get.
A lot of moving parts there at the end. So,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.
And we're,
Eric, just one question. Where we stand on the plant? Is the plant ahead of schedule?
Plant's doing well. Yeah. We actually, as far as their workflow goes, they're moving pretty good. Most of the concrete's poured at this time. The electrical and chemical building, which is a pretty substantial part of it, it's all erected now. We've been working with the contractor on a number of items, value engineering items and whatnot. The biggest thing is the centrifuge adder. So we had identified early in the process and had already actually done an amendment with Rural Development to add centrifuge
Right.
to
Remember
this
that
project. We've now negotiated, we've gotten proposal back from the contractor, done some value engineering work on that. We'll be ready to recommend a change order for that at the next meeting. That will include a time extension to get that work done. If I recall, it's about this time next year, if I remember right, about when everything will be complete out there for that. So we've been going through our budget. We're trying to do some creative things with inspection to try to stretch that out as much as we can to fit within that time frame. But I think we can make it work. So the things are moving along really well. We have a progress meeting today, right after this meeting out there. If any of you want to come out and see, but yeah, Reynolds is doing a phenomenal job. Yep. Thanks.
we'll say just to, couple additions on this report before the chief comes forward here. Just, 19th Street, the pump we've talked about for the last year or so is in place and everything's running there. We are fully staffed. But also, there was some concerns a couple weeks ago with the government shutdown on payments being made. We were able to do a little detective work and find out what one state employee or one federal employee in the state of Indiana is available to sign off on this project. If not, there had been a substantial amount of problems if we weren't able to pay our contractor. But we were able to find out who that is. He is signing off on those now, and we're moving forward to USDA Rural Development. It actually happened to be somebody I knew and I should have known. But part of the government federal shutdown is that federal employees that are on furlough are not allowed to answer their phones, go in the office, or they can face termination. So being able to get that answer was not easy, but we were able to find out who it was. And he's now signing. I guess everything's fine now, Tom? Yeah. He's responding, so keeps our contractor happy, keeps the flow moving, so we appreciate that. We had a lot of concerns in the beginning how this shutdown was going to impact payments, but we got to figure it out. Now I'm going to ask for Police Chief Brad Kramer to stand up again and come back up here. Thank you, Brad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Any questions on the report? No questions. So I think it was it early October that we ordered those radios? We got them. We ended up ordering 16 brand new 800 single band radios, portables, to replace all of the ones that we had that were going out of support. They're no longer updatable. We were able to keep 4 of them as backups just in case something else happens, whether we have to send one into the shop or whatever. That way we do have something that we can issue back out. We also ordered 3 mobile radios, which would be the in-car radios. Same thing. Those radios were going out. We were able to get through the funding through the Redevelopment Commission. And with that, we were able to recycle 11 of those radios to the fire department. That way they can issue them out. They can reprogram them. Brad Beekler's doing all of that. Instead of trading them in, I figured it would be more helpful to help our neighbors. So, but yeah,
Brad's going through all of that process with the state to get them transferred back over to the fire department for them to be able to use. So. But just want to let you guys know, update on that. Moving along, we did receive a bullet and stab resistant vest for Chaos, 100% free. It was an $1,800 value. Submitted the grant for that last month, and we got it, I think, within about 3 weeks, which is unreal. Usually it takes about 10 to 12. So, and with him receiving that vest, it makes him eligible to receive a canine med kit. It's specifically for a dog. And then Jorge and Cody will be attending a med kit training on how to use everything in that med kit that's hosted by the ISP up in Indy. Don't exactly have a date on that yet, so I'm still waiting on that, but they will be attending that whenever time comes. So we had a busy month with public relation details. We had a transition fair at Memorial Gym. We had the TriCap trunk or treat. We did the impairment goggles with our 8th grade class at the middle school. We did the trick or treating with the fire department. And then I've been in communication with Man Enterprises from McDonald's. They're going to start a coffee with a cop every second Wednesday of the month. And we're going to have a rotation of guys in there to kind of, if anybody has concerns, questions, just meet with our officers. So. And last thing I've got, no, not last thing, just an update on body worn. So our initial deployment was $198,884 5 years ago. Their renewal quote earlier this year that I got from them was $257,000. I told them that's not going to happen, not with Jasper. They came in at 20,000 more than what ours did, and they have almost double the equipment. So I told them to knock it down or we're not coming back to them. They came back with $224,040. There is another piece of equipment that we're going to remove from that cost about $15,000. We can buy the same piece of equipment through Ekmundi for about $500. So, yeah. So we're going to take that off as well. I'm still waiting on the finalized quote. I'll bring that back to the next meeting. I'm going to ask for the funding to come from the redevelopment commission. But I just wanted to get the approval through you guys because it's a 5-year contract. So, and I'll have that breakdown of price at that next meeting as well. So as of right now, with the 224,000, it sits at 44,808 per year for 5 years. But
Thank you for your hard negotiations. I know
that'll change. So, but yeah, we've added 2 vehicle camera systems in that 5 years. So I did expect it to go up a little bit, just not $70,000, $60,000. The last thing I've got is permission to seek quotes for a 2026 Durango. So
that's in the budget right now.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
That a first, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. We have Fire Chief Don Heim.
You guys have any questions on the report? I would like to point out that our run total as of end of October is pretty much where we were at the end of December last year. So runs are up.
And as part of the runs being up, that also means that we have budget issues, with paying the volunteers, but I think we may have a workaround with that, so.
October has been busy. September was busy. I mean, one of our projects was 2 months, but it came to a conclusion, the 28th, so. But I really don't have anything new to add on this, today.
Wrap up the Citizen Academy, it ended.
Yeah, and it was really good. A lot of good, positive feedback from the people that did it. They were glad they did it. And I even had other fire departments around the state, Avon. I had a firefighter from Avon that follows us, and he said what we did was really good. It's better than theirs. So,
Got some good press on it too.
Do you know how many participants you had?
I had 10. It was, we limited it to 10, so we were full, because of, equipment and logistics. We can't have it too big. We might be able to add a couple more next year, but 10 is kind of our target. Because we got to keep eyes on these people and some of the things that we do, for safety issues.
You had a good cross section of the community. It's very deliberate. I appreciated that.
How'd your audit go?
It's my first time really on a sit down with him. He said a lot of good things. We had a lot of good things, going, but he didn't give any kind of idea. We just have to sit and wait. He wouldn't give me anything. I was watching him, just trying to judge, like, are we doing good but he did say some positive things, and there really wasn't, he said, Jerry did some really good things, since our last audit. Jerry wasn't the superintendent, for the water department at that time, but since the last audit, he really had some good Jerry did some really good things. Dispatch has increased since the last audit, so that'll help. And then we've added a bunch, and it was recognized as well. So we're hoping that, it's gonna be really, really close. It is what it is. We couldn't do any more.
Thank you.
They'll play poker with an auditor, so they'll never show their face till you get the report. Thank you very much. Planning Director Paul Lake. It is over code reports.
Any questions on the report?
Yeah, grass started quit growing or what?
Yes, grass has slowed down dramatically. Still have a few that, you'll see their, notices went out after this report was drafted, so it'll be on your report for next month. Building permits wind down. We've had same trend we've had before, generally November, December through about the middle of February will slow down tremendously, and then you'll start seeing everybody getting ready for spring. 422 North Jackson Street. I know that's the one where in August and then in September, at your September Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, we held the hearing. Nobody appeared before it. A notice of or essentially an order for demolition was issued, giving them 60 days to 30 days to show substantial compliance with the demolition, 60 days to have complete demolition complete. The property then, it was recorded, the property then sold at the tax sale. Staff notified the agent representing that out-of-state LLC, sent him a copy of it certified mail, so they saw that there was an order for demolition. Apparently the property owner then decided to market the property for sale. Not the tax sale purchaser, but Mr. Graves, who owns the property. And I started getting inundated with phone calls from people wanting us to stop the demolition so that they could renovate it. Spoke to a gentleman 2 weeks ago. It was possible that he was going to appear today to ask about it. And I told him that realistically, the only way that I think the city should even consider slowing down or stopping that order to demolish would be if they get a structural engineer to go through the structure. They pay for it. We'll give them a list of structural engineering firms to pick somebody from and show us it can be salvaged. I've not heard anything back since then. Phil, I think, spoke to the same gentleman.
Yeah, I spoke with him also and told him that if he was interested in having the board consider delaying the effective date, the effectiveness of the demolition order, that he needed to appear at this, get on the agenda for this meeting, this date, and make his presentation to the board as to what he's going to do. Apparently, he's not requested to be on the agenda and he's not here.
So next steps are going to be the city, if the city's going to go ahead and pursue the demolition on its own, which we have done in the past when necessary. We'll need to go out, seek bids on the demolition. It will not be a cheap one. Just because it's it's a shotgun lot, it's probably less than 6 feet away from the structure to the south of it.
So that will require soliciting bids by general advertising and awarding to a bidder. The city would be on the hook for payment of that contract and will place a lien against the vacant lot once the demolition is completed.
So Phil, do I need a motion from the Board of Public Works and Safety to
Proceed
proceed with
proceed with
that?
advertising for bids.
So I need a motion to advertise for bids for demolition. I suggest that we do based upon, even though there was some interest in the property, nobody was interested in attending this hearing or the previous meeting, and they've not contracted with any engineers to give us a clear vision as to whether that home is safe or not. We do know water's been pouring into it for a couple of years, you know, the holes in the roof and that type of thing. So, yeah, and we can see damage to roof structure, you know.
Is there a basement under that house?
It's a partial basement.
It's got essentially a cellar.
Oh,
You know, probably a cold type cellar, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, but it's not a full livable space.
Motion to proceed.
I'll second it.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You'll work with Tom on getting those legal, everything's up.
Second it, yeah.
Tom and Phil, I should say, get everything going.
Okay, any other questions?
Thank you.
If not, thank you.
So we have a safety director, Andrea Brown.
Morning.
One,
Any questions on anything?
did a different version of open enrollment this year. How'd
Kind
that
of went
go?
really well, I think. So wrapping that up.
Did an online type of
Yeah,
area that kind of scared a few people, but it went real well.
yeah, a little less paper.
I
so,
think it took me about 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
City Attorney Phil
I
Schneider,
have nothing else.
Clerk Treasurer Tom Dipple.
Nothing.
Any board items? Any citizen items? Yeah, I know we have some visitors here today. I'm not sure. If anybody has anything? Just, if you do, come to the podium, announce who you are and let us
Morning.
know what it is.
Morning, I'm
Morning.
Amy Kippenbrock. I'm just here to observe and see what's going on in the county or in the city. I'm actively campaigning for state rep office. Shane Lindauer currently holds that office and he'll finish his term next year and has announced that he's not seeking re-election. So I'm just out learning more and absorbing, making friends and seeing what you might need from another resource. Any questions for me?
In your present position?
Currently, I'm county clerk
Okay,
over at the courthouse.
so you see Tom a lot, probably. Occasionally, okay, coming over. All right. Well, thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you
Appreciate
for
you coming.
introducing yourself. Thank you. Any other items? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks. All right, motion carries. Adjourn at 9:29. Yeah, thank you, guys. Tom, I say, you get the copy of the bids,
Bids for.
the bid sheets to them, or what we get.